Hey bros, we born targets. They set up the ghetto, they set up our community so that we would end up in prison, that we would kill each other. It's all by design. We born targets and this shit pissed me off. Should we gonna do better? Hear me out. Look, they put us in the ghetto, make it hard for us to provide. Right. Every day's a battle, shit, the life we live, survival. School ain't teaching nothing but to hate you and love white folks. So psychologically, they making your brothers your rivals. Babies having babies, can't no baby teach a baby. So these youngins grow up lost, it's by design, they make us doubt hope that anything will change. So we remain in this train of thought, they make us think the hood is for us because we down low. When a man pushed to his limits, yeah, he's dangerous, and we're pushed to our limits every day out here. It hurts a man to know that he got children and a wife, but the system make it hard for him to get paid out here. And as a man, we're obligated to make a change out here. Got to, but the change we make depends on what's in our brain up here. And a lot of us aren't educated on the way to use our brain to make a living in the non-illegal ways out here. And they know that, so they give us drugs to sling out here and take this here, because it ain't safe out here. You'll need these guns. See, they supply, but we're the ones locked up. See, it's a scheme, it's a plan on us, my brother. Wake up. We're born targets, because if you kill the man, the woman will follow. Losing your woman is losing your nation, so they hate to see it behind us. So they take away fathers, either put them in prison or kill them for nonsense. But we rarely fight back, because we don't believe that we're born targets. With a target on your back like that. A target on your back like that. They got a target on your back like that. A target on your back like that. They put a target on your back like that. A target on your back like that. No, we're going targets. I'm trying to get you to think, bro, we was born against ropes. And everything is harder the darker your skin tone. Don't let them make you think the race is fair. Cause while you running with shackles, they'll take off cause they ain't got no weights on. Get set, go. But no young man is equal opportunity. They gon' tell that shit to my Uncle Tom and Auntie Tamisha. Cause I'm not a believer and I'll never believe you. You're an arch deceiver. Hate to see me breathing, living good and eating. And bro, they love to see you hopeless on the corner. They like for you to beg them for their quarters. They like to sex out women and they love that she don't want us. Cause what a woman want with a slave that can't support her and don't know how to love her. They like that you can't take care of your daughter. They like the hell of our babies gotta grow up without fathers. They like that you ain't got shit to your name and can't maintain. Put us in prisons for petty charges. Look, we born targets, but let me calm down. I'm just emotional, I'm hurting, fam. But I'll be fine, cause it's our time now. And soon we gon' start doing better, bro. What they talking about? Saying that we'll be like this forever, man. Fuck they talking about. Look, I'm on a new flow, I'm the new man for the young guys to look up to. Trying to teach youth to that hood nigga got no juice. Because we need men and we need kings. We're the backbones of our communities. Either we live smart or die foolish. Put a target on your back like that. And we're going target. A target on your back like that. They got a target on your back like that. They plotting on us, bro. A target on your back like that. You gotta be the man. A target on your back like that. A target on your back like that. You gotta be the king. No, they're trying to make us niggas and slaves.
Black love plus black dollars equals black power. Black love plus black dollars equals black power. This is your boy, Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian. Be sure to subscribe to our brother, your brother, Brother Bakari on YouTube. Brothers and sisters. Peace, Brother Bakari.
Yeah. Believe in me. Grieve for me if I'm gone and carry on your own. You way stronger than you think. Ain't no safety if it ain't safe. Headshot or the base. Cut the head off the snake.
Peace, everybody. I thank y'all for joining me. Hey, Forecast, I sent you the link. Okay, I sent you the link, Forecast, Peace, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me. Congratulations, Brandon Baxter, on being your last night of exterminating class. We got Shanique Ford, Sister Raw, Erica Howard, Bijan Noir. Thank you for joining. I hope you got my email the other day that I left when I had to leave your channel. As soon as I came on, I had to go do something with my daughter. I thank everybody for joining me. I named this one The Jab, Biden and Cedric Richmond, Black Wealth. And I put Brother Polight name in there because I saw how it worked for other people. So I just wanted to see if some people was going to come and come and check me out. You know, I put him in there. I don't want to, I'm not put his name in there. Not for no drama. Hopefully people come and don't see no drama and don't want drama and want to try to build. And that's the purpose of this. We're building here. We do positive things, nothing negative. So hopefully some people saw it and decide, oh, let me get him a check out, and they got Brother Polight in there, and bam, they'll be surprised that we won't be saying anything about him much. I'm talking about him now, but this show won't be about him. I just put it in there just to see, right? So I wanted to know if it worked. So I named this one, once we're going to start talking about the jab. Forecast, if you don't have it, I sent it to the email that I have. Let me know if you got it or not. If you don't have it, I'll put it in the chat for you, Forecast. I'll put the link in the chat for Forecast. If let me know, Forecast, if you got it or not, so I can go ahead, so we can get started. Because I want to let me know if you're about to come on. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm trying to wait to see if you got it, to see if you're coming on before I start with the screen share. So put a 1 in the chat if you got the link, Forecast. All right. So I'm gonna wait till you come on before I do the screen share. And our first topic will be the jab. You know, that shot that they giving people, that they're telling you have to get. So that's gonna be the first topic. That's gonna be the first one we talk about. That's gonna be the first thing we talk about. Pull up a few screen shares on that. So while I'm waiting on him to come, I'm gonna go ahead and okay, you here? Okay, we're gonna do a first screen. Peace, Forecast. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, my brother? My bad. I was coming in the house, so my bad.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to make sure you had it if you was about to come right now.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, our first topic, we're gonna go in order. It's called, we're gonna talk about the jab. So we're gonna start with this screen share. I got a few screen shares for this. More U.S. cities requiring proof of vaccination to go places. Hold on to that vaccination card. A rapidly growing number of places across the U.S. are requiring people to show proof they have been inoculated against COVID-19 to teach school, work at a hospital, see a concert, or eat inside a restaurant. Following New York City's lead, New Orleans, San Francisco will impose such rules at many businesses starting next week. Now, this was published on the 13th of this month. While Los Angeles is looking into the idea, the new measures are an attempt to stem the rising tide of COVID-19 cases that has pushed hospitals to the breaking point, including the Dallas area, where top officials warn they are running out of beds in their pediatric intensive care units. Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins said the situation is so there that if a parent is seeking care for a sick or injured child, your child will wait for another child to die. Your child will just not get on a ventilator. Your child will be care flighted to Temple or Oklahoma City or whatever we can find them a bed, but they won't be getting one here unless one clears. Earlier this week, Jenkins ordered that masks be worn inside schools, county buildings, and businesses after a judge blocked Texas Governor Greg Abbott's ban on such rules. The county is not requiring people to show proof of vaccination. On Friday, the Chicago school system, the nation's third largest district with more than 360,000 students, announced it will require all its teachers and other employees to be fully vaccinated by mid-October unless they qualify for a medical or religious exemption. Philadelphia has decreed healthcare workers and college students and staff members must get their shots by mid-October. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell called proof of vaccination the best way to protect businesses. She said it is not imposing capacity limits on or contemplating a shutdown similar to the one that devastated businesses in 2020. Unlike this time last year, we have a tool that we did not have, she said, referring to vaccines. Over the past 2 weeks, Louisiana has set daily records for number of people hospitalized with COVID-19, reaching 2,907 patients on Friday. 91% of those hospitalized are unvaccinated, according to the state data. Louisiana Democratic Governor John Bel Edwards sounded the alarm about the risk of overloaded facilities with too few staff to handle the crush of people with the coronavirus illness on top of the car crash victims, heart attack patients, and others. We are rapidly getting to the point where we could have a major failure of our care delivery system, he said. Officials hope the proof of vaccination requirement will translate into significant numbers of people getting the shots, something cash prizes and scholarships were unable to do. So you see the New Orleans, LA is looking into the plan, New York City, San Francisco, they just mentioned Philadelphia. There's a lot of cities that want to make this mandatory. They're going to make it mandatory for us to ought to be able to do anything. Forecast, I'm going to go through a couple of more, then we're going to talk about it, all right?
Yeah, do your thing, my brother.
Oh, man. Here we go. Giving this one a second and pull up. I don't know what's wrong. There we go. I'm taking this so long. In the company, Google have begun mandating their employees get shots to protect against COVID-19. Even famed restaurateur Danny Meyer said it's not just his employees who must be vaccinated. He won't serve customers in his restaurants without proof they've been vaccinated. Momentum for vaccine mandates has building, and President Joe Biden, we're going to get those Sleepy Joe, and President Joe Biden on Thursday announced a requirement that all federal employees and on-site contractors be vaccinated or submit to regular testing and mitigation requirements. Throughout the week, a growing number of employers announced their own vaccine mandates. On Wednesday, Google and Facebook became the first two Silicon Valley giants to issue mandates of their own. Walmart and Disney joined the fray on Friday. Google, Facebook, Netflix is requiring vaccines for the cast of all its U.S. productions, as well as the people who come in contact with them, according to Deadline last week. Netflix, Walmart, Disney, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, is currently allowing only vaccinated employees to return to the office. A spokesperson for the company said this decision is a policy adjustment based on employee feedback and employee survey. The spokesperson said starting in September, the company will have a hybrid model with some vaccinated employees working from the office and others from home, the spokesperson added. The company is planning to share an update policy for unvaccinated employees later this summer. Morgan Stanley, Saks Fifth Avenue, the Washington Post, Union Square Hospitality Group, Ascension Health, Lyft, Uber. Oh man, so many people have, Lyft and Uber have helped so many people. We're buying. Are they going to take their Uber employees want to come back to the office? They must be fully vaccinated. They must be fully vaccinated. Company CEO Dara, I cannot say that name, Khos Kawashiwashi, said in a memo to employees Thursday. Uber also pushed back its global return to office date October 25th and said it will provide updates by September 30th if anything changes. Anyone coming into the office must wear a mask for the time being, regardless of their vaccination status. And you got to be vaccinated and wear your mask. Lyft, as of August 2, all employees working in Lyft office are required to be vaccinated. In an email sent to Lyft staffers, well, I guess the people driving the car won't affect them. Twitter, but look at all the Goldman Sachs, Jeffries, Tyson, Walgreens is vaccinating all its corporate employees in the United States. Team members based in the U.S. will be required to be fully vaccinated by September 30 with any of the vaccines available. And you see, they are trying to get in a position where you can't even say no to them. They don't even want us to have an opportunity to say no. They don't want to give you a choice. They are making you take the vaccine. Now, this is what I say: if your job tell you you have to take the vaccine, and that's how you're taking care of your family, trust me, I would never be the one to tell you don't take the vaccine. Because if you need the vaccine to keep your job, take the vaccine. Unfortunately for us as a people, we have not put ourselves. That's what the basis of my show is, when I always talk about how we need to come together and how we need to unite in a way we can start putting our pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, dollars together to try to create something. But since we haven't created anything as of yet, we're gonna be at these people whatever they say. So since we haven't created anything, and if you had a job that tells you you have to take the vaccine in order to keep your job, regardless if I'm taking the vaccine or not, of anyone in the chat is not taking the vaccine, but one person have to keep their job. We shouldn't try to shame that person. We should want to support that person so that person can keep their job and take care of their family, because we haven't done what we needed to do to put ourselves in position where we don't have to take the vaccine, where it won't be forced on us. I don't want to be used as a guinea pig. I don't want any of us to be used as a guinea pig. We know the history of what has happened with us in vaccines in this country. We know the history. So anyone who want to tell us, man, ask you, why are you so skeptical about the vaccine? Ask them, why aren't they skeptical at all? Why do they believe wholeheartedly that this government is going to look out for us? It never has. So now What do? Do we see what I mean now? The things that I've been saying, how hard we need to work and what we need to do so we can come together and start building some type of infrastructure, some type of businesses in our community for us so we can start employing one another? Or do we think it's just, you know what? Just go by whatever they say. Forecast, what do you have to say? Because I know I have one more. I just got to find it. Go ahead, Forecast.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would say I agree with the last thing you said. I'm not in a position where I can feed the people yet. You know what I'm saying? So I can't tell nobody what to do, especially when somebody has children. It's easy for somebody else to tell them what to do. So I agree with you on that point. But you know, um, as far as the whole thing goes, like I was just talking about it yesterday. I have a friend of mine, their job is telling them to do it. So I know somebody else work at T-Mobile call center, right? They can work from home if they want to, but they're telling them that they got to get the shot, and they told them the last minute. And that's the thing. That's the thing you got to notice. They come to them telling them 2 days before, the weekend, that they got to have the shot by next week, and then by September, everybody got to get the shot, or basically they're going to fire you, is what they're trying to say. And they're already not hiring anybody I know at T-Mobile, or I don't know about other companies, but I know they're not hiring you if you aren't vaccinated. And you can guarantee if you got a job, unless you're working for yourself or whatever, the shot is coming to you. And I ain't even gonna lie, I wouldn't even be surprised if they start kicking in doors and hold people down to get the shot. You know what I'm saying? But see, what we got to start under, and I look back before, like, as this ever happened, before, like, the polio or whatever. I think it was polio. White people was dying left and right from polio. And the irony is, the only black people really dying from polio was the we sick balls mentality kind of black people who would take care of the white people who were sick. You know what I'm saying? So they were really the only ones to get sick and died or whatever. But that was one of the other times where America did like a forced vaccine on the population. You know what I'm saying? They started doing it to the children and all that kind of stuff. But then we got to start thinking about it, because people talk about race as a concept now. The race and the society and racism, all of that stuff is a concept. But the fact that your DNA is literally different from theirs is not a concept, right? The fact that they probably couldn't go to the beach on a nice day without putting cream on their skin is a literal fact. You don't have to do that, right? I probably can't drink a gallon of milk or whatever, right? Because there are actual differences, but we don't have our own, like, scientists and all of this kind of stuff to even compete in this kind of environment. And but you can best believe that that stuff is coming to your door. You know what I'm saying? And the question is, like, what are you going to do? It's already a society of people who have gotten a shot and people who haven't gotten a shot. And you already know there's going to be a lot of kids out, or a lot of people out there who try to get a way to get the fake cards or whatever they could get. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, right, the only options you have in this society is they're going to make you get the shot. You can believe whatever you want, and if you got it, then whatever. You know what I'm saying? You'll see what happened. But they are literally going to force that onto other people, right? And you're going to meet with the situation. So it's like, what are you going to do? But at the same time, we haven't put ourselves in a situation to where we don't have to depend on somebody else for some food. You know what I'm saying? We can't just call somebody up. Some of us can. Some of us can go outside right now and dig in the garden. But on a large general scale, there's going to be people starving and dying if they don't get this shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a reality we got to face. And it was something else, but I forgot. But I'll pass the mic, my brother.
Yep, you're right. You know something, you said they're not kicking down the door. You know what? I was looking for this one. Now, I give people who I respect, I say their names. If I respect them, like New Black Knowledge, the channel now is Each One Teach One. Uh, it was about a couple of, may have been 2-3 months ago they did this video, and I had the book, because when they talk, they tell you the book. So I would get the books, you know, or follow this stuff that get the references and know what they're talking about, right? So I'm gonna just mention it and can't get deep into it because I don't have it right here in front of me. I don't even know where I put it at. In probably my other phone that's no good. But what year was that? You know, at one time they was it during the Spanish flu? I can't remember. May have been the Spanish flu where they were actually going into black people's house, throwing them down, making them take vaccines because black people didn't trust the government. Did you ever hear about that forecast?
Just say that again.
Well, they were actually, I think it was during the Spanish flu when they was going in black people's houses, forcing them to take the vaccine because black people didn't trust the government.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that, but I'm
And
not
that I was
surprised.
looking for it. I don't know. I don't know where I did it. But you know, as you were speaking, Adele put in chat when we were talking about we can't tell nobody don't take it because we haven't set up anything. And exactly what he said, it's a contractual obligation. And peace to everybody in the chat. Thank everybody for joining. Adele J, Coach Malik, Rasheed Holmes, we here. Megan Courtney, I know I put it in the chat, but I like to say it. So now I'm going to play this one. They say this one has finally been reversed, an update. But this is a white woman it's happened to. I don't have it anymore. I must have lost it. But I want y'all to hear what happened to this parent because she didn't have the vaccine. See if it's going to play. This commercial. I'm going to mute it till the commercial go off.
To exclusive. Tonight, a mother says that a Cook County judge took away her parental rights after learning she's not vaccinated.
Dane Placco is at...
Now I'm buffering.
With details on this story, Dane.
It may be a first-of-its-kind case. A Cook County judge here at the Daly Center has stripped a Chicago mom of her parenting rights because she's refused to get the COVID vaccine.
And he is a very sweet boy. He's my whole world.
You miss him?
I miss him more than anything.
Rebecca Furlet has been divorced for 7 years and shares custody of her 11-year-old son with her ex-husband. What had been a 50-50 split in parenting time. But on August 10th, in an unrelated child support hearing, Cook County Judge James Shapiro asked Furlet whether she'd been vaccinated. When she told the judge no because she's had bad reactions to vaccines in the past, Judge Shapiro stripped Furlet of all of her parenting time until she agrees to get vaccinated.
I think that it's wrong. I think that it's dividing families, and I think that it's not in my son's best interest to be away from his mother.
Furlet is now asking the appellate court to stay the judge's order, her attorney saying the judge has overstepped his authority.
And you have to understand, the father did not even bring this issue before the court. So it's the judge on his own making this decision that you can't see your child until you're vaccinated.
We just wanted the mother to pay support.
The father's attorney, Jeffrey Leving, says while they were surprised by the order, he believes the judge is making the right call, given the seriousness of the pandemic.
And there are children that have died because of COVID. I think every child should be safe. And I agree that the mother should be vaccinated.
Leving believes the judge is breaking new ground that could play out in other custody cases as well. No word on when the appellate court will make its decision. At the Daly Center, Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Yeah, so they did an update on that story. Let me see if I can get the update right here. And a couple of these things that I'm showing. Appreciate you, Brandon Baxter, for sending these stories to me a few days back. I appreciate you. So before we move on to the next topic, now imagine, right? That's a white woman, and they was willing to take her child, because we know how they feel, or that they have always treated their women like crap, and for some strange reason, our people started to adopt that, right? But if they do a white woman like that, what do you think they're gonna try to do to us? So you don't think we need to be ready for whatever is coming our way? We have to be absolutely ready for whatever coming our way. Forecast, do you have anything that you want to say about that before we move to the next topic? Because I'm gonna put the phone number in the chat, and I'm gonna have a few minutes of taking phone calls on this topic. Then we're gonna go to the next topic.
Well, I'll say something real quick. Like one thing I know, and like you said, that was a white girl, what I'm saying, that they did it to. And yeah, they may have treated them like trash, but they are an actual protected class in America. You ain't even a citizen in America, right? And you notice how they did it, like he said, safety. They did it under the guise of quote unquote safety. The same country, who legalized selling, killing, cutting your tongue out and all that kind of stuff. But under the guise of safety, they can take children away from somebody. And you gotta notice that only a con man would really put you under pressure to make a life-altering decision to change your DNA. And that was the other thing, my brother said, like, the only way you can fight against it if you say you're religious, and something else you said, I forgot what it was, but keeping my body the way it is my religion. Living the reality that we're living, that is my religion. You know what I'm saying? But in quote unquote their court of law, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing like that because they don't care about your way of living. They don't care about your religious right. I mean, Muhammad Ali didn't want to go to war under his religious rights, and they didn't care about it. They put him in jail. You know what I'm saying? Now, something that they forcing everybody to do, including their own, then you know what the consequences will be. So, but it's already my religion to not get the shot. It's already my religion to protect my DNA and to sustain the who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm good on that. The only time I've ever been sick in my life is when I got a shot when I was young. You know what I'm saying? My DNA is just fine the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'll pass the mic, my brother.
Okay, can you hear me now? We have a caller. Peace,
Yeah,
caller.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? You know what? I'm gonna hang up and call him back. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me turn this background noise off.
Okay, because you live on air now. And while we wait on the call to speak, peace to his new that just joined, KW Don 7, peace, my brother. Light Bear, peace, sister. Come on, Coach, you live on air.
Okay. I wanted to say, what they'll do for Black children is they will put them in foster care. They will open orphanages. They will use this to make tax dollars. Because I don't even know if Black people are aware how foster care and the privatization of foster care. I know in the state of Florida, and I want to say,
I'm having a bad connection. Coach, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang up and call you right back. It's my phone. I'm gonna hang up and call you right back. I'm gonna call her right back. My phone, I'm having. Oh,
hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, am I on?
Yes, you are. Hold 1 second.
I'm
1 second.
people that infiltrated foster care systems, orphanages, and get privatized contracts and tax dollars for Black kids. I'm not sure many know how many white men been upset by child support over the country and have been protesting it over the country. And that's actually why they have 50-50, because that is in the best interest of white men. They'll take some brothers that'll come along with them, but it really is not about it. And I try to tell white women, y'all didn't even matter. White vaginas didn't matter, so y'all got the right to vote, which was after black free male slaves. But this is because this is the white man's best interest. And I'm not even sure if the white men or their business, but our kids will end up in the foster care system. This will bring orphanages, and they will become privatized contracts and tax dollars for them. Like them kids was on the border, that would be black kids. And so that is pretty much what I wanted to add to the convo. It's just not out there in the atmosphere. So that's what I wanted to say.
Okay. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for listening. Sheed, I'm about to call you right back, Sheed. It's gonna be a different number than that coming up. I don't know why that number act funny. So I'm about to call you right now, Sheed. Let me see if I can find that number. I'm gonna call you right now, Sheed. I'm calling him back for a cast. If you want to.
Hello.
Peace, Sheed. This is Bakari. You live on air, my man.
All right. Yeah, what you guys were talking about with the vaccine earlier, it's funny because I was just talking to my cousin, and this weekend, at Stonecrest Mall down here, in Atlanta, well, out there, the east side of Atlanta, they were giving out $100 gift cards if you get the vaccine, or they were giving out school uniforms and school supplies.
Wow. They go to the black neighborhood to do that, right?
Yeah, I just like I was talking to my cousin. I told him, I said, majority black. They said, well, there's white people out there too. I said, but majority black. I said, sometimes you gotta understand the good gotta suffer with the bad sometimes. So my thing of it was, because the crazy part was I didn't even want to get the test. I ran across a family member. I was doing something for them, and somebody had COVID. So they let me know after the fact. So I ended up going to get the test just to protect my family and make sure, me working around people, that I wasn't going to spread anything. So with me even getting the test, I was doubtful of getting the test because my whole thing of it was, how do I know that Q-tip with me taking the test isn't something on the internet? You could say it's sealed up and everything, but regardless, I can take something, put it in the package, seal it back up, you'll never know. And, I was skeptical about getting the test, but I ended up still getting the test just to, be safe for my family. And the thing of it was, when they were offering the shot down here, and they were encouraging people to take the shot, and they were offering a $100 gift card with Amazon. And I was like, well, why would the shot be given away free in certain areas, but at this moment in time, you're giving out 100? Like, what is the incentive with taking the shot? And now they're talking about listening to some broadcasters saying that the COVID shots might end up be a standard, just like getting the flu shot, where you have to take it every year to protect yourself. That's another step that they're trying to do. Because if that vaccine supposedly wears off, just like with other, shots that you take, and over time, leaves your system. So is that going to be the norm for people to get COVID shots as well as what is it? Shots that you take in the wintertime? Flu shot? Is it going to be a recurring thing that you have to take every year? And I'm like, that poses a question. Even with dealing with kids, they always talk about that not many kids are getting COVID, but it's spreading it through the parent. So, why they're not, looking at the kids doing it as well? It's too many questions. That's why I say over time, it posed a question, the harm, the longevity, because there's no studies on it. The vaccine came out so quick. What are the long-term effects of these shots? And are the people who are promoting the shots really getting the shot? Because I was listening to another woman's channel earlier, Rhonda, forgot her last name, but she basically explained how they were going to have celebrity people on YouTube. I heard guys on YouTube talking about taking the shot. If you don't get the shot, you're actually doing a disservice to your family. And so much promoting the shot. These people say they have the shot, and I'm like, okay, you have the shot. That's by all means you protecting your family and your risk. Why are you so encouraged to make other people get the shot? Like, what benefit it is for you? You let them know that you got the shot and you felt that there was a need of your family. Why are you so encouraged to promote other people to get the shot? It falls along the line the same thing about religion. When it came down to the slaves, they encouraged everybody to practice Christianity, all types of. Why must I be forced into something of your belief?
Hey, caller, you got 30 seconds.
But that poses a question. But go ahead.
No, you had 30 seconds to finish your statement. Then I was going to see if we had another caller. We was going to get on to the next topic.
No, go ahead, Brother Carr. I finished all I had to say.
Okay. We're going to finish the other topic. We got a couple more topics. Then I'll probably just put the link in the chat for a few people to come on and say what they want to say for a few minutes.
All right. Thank you.
All
right.
Now, a day, what he put up here was very, very important. Not saying what other people said wasn't important, but I've got to find this and put it back up here. The precedent have been set. If you lack the resources to go the course and mount a fight, then it's a wrap. Basically, and it's strength in numbers. And we should have been putting our money together. I know I have a small channel, and I'm proud to have a small channel. Like I say, I do a small, strong. Okay, you have another caller. Peace, my brother. You live on air, my good brother Rashid.
Brother Bakari, how you up? I didn't call Brother Bakari.
You good, my brother. You live on air.
You're calling about the jab. I heard you live about the jab, man. This is real, man. We going to come together, unite and come together or die, man. You get down that plane. They doing it right in front of our face. And they force you to take the jab. You know what the jab does? It's made to take you out. It's going to decrease your immune system and take you out of here. Slowly but surely. It's like slow but death. Like a lot of people say, I'll be looking at people like they crazy. They be saying, I'm excited. That's if I COVID-19 back. I look at them like they crazy. Because you have listened to the boy from Ohio before, 3 minutes before, he was talking about people that took that vaccine, it's not going to last that long. They say people are going to die between 6 months, 3 and 5 years from now.
Yeah, who said that?
Yeah. Boy from Ohio, the Dr. Boy. His name is John. I got it saved on my Instagram. I got it saved. I'm going to pull it up. I got it saved on my Instagram.
You say
saved on my Instagram. I saved it.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I saved them joints. I saved all them joints. I saved. Hopefully they removed it.
Okay.
This shit is real, man. They're literally trying to kill us, man.
Yes,
it's about to populate the planet. It's about to reduce the planet. You must wake up and come together as a people, man. Stop twerking and doing trait challenge. That's all people want to do trait challenge while we at war right now. You gotta wake up, man. Like you've been telling us that we need a bill, put our money together and put your bread together. And stop depending on the government, man. We all we got. How powerful we are as a people, man. Shoot, we need power. All that don't put yourself. We need to start learning how to depend on each other and work for ourselves. Like I do. I work for myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I work for myself. Sell merchandise. I sell ethicals, underwear, sell electronics. I'm an entrepreneur. I work for myself. I don't sit on the government to do for me. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right.
Yeah, I was myself, man. I was confused because I listened to your live. I got called up. I got called up, man.
Thank you for
and
calling.
I'm proud of you. After you woke, after you ain't take that vaccine. I'm proud of you.
You got 30 seconds to finish up, my good brother Rashid.
No, I'm just brother Bakari. I was proud of you. I'm glad you ain't take the vaccine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you proud. After you woke, you very woke.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Wake up. Continue to wake all your people up, man. Don't give up, man. Stay strong, brother. Love you.
Love you too, my brother.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey,
once again,
one more thing.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, because the callers, they bring up a good point. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine this, like insulin is like $500 a shot. You know what I'm saying? But they trying to sit here and force you to take this shot right here. Anything that has ever been good for you is out of your reach. You know, they can sell you like stuff that literally kills you at the age of 50 in your store, sell you cigarettes, all this stuff. But this, they have to mandate that you get.
Hey, go out and come back in. Your thing is choppy and messing up. Go out and come back in. Thank you, Light Bear. And once again, thank everybody for joining me. This your boy, Brother Bakari. I want y'all to tell people about my channel. Tell them to come in, check it out. Smash the subscribe button and that notification bell. We need more people so we can start talking about this unity, about putting a couple of dollars together so we can build. All right, Forecast. Oh, he fell off again. I'm going to see if he's going to come back before I move on to the next topic. Too many of our people, minutes X, too many. I hope how do you, minis, is it minutes? I know that's not. How do you say your name? All right. Is Minez X? Is it Minez? Okay, Forecast.
All right, you can hear me now. I'm clear.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, well, I was just saying, like the crazy thing is like the callers brought up good points. You know what I'm saying? Like insulin, like $500 a shot, but they are sitting here trying to force you and do everything they can to make you take this shot right here. You know, that in itself is a red flag. Everything that is bad for you, they can easily sell it. They sell you cigarettes in the store, but you know they are forcing you to do this for quote unquote safety reasons. Right, we have our elderly dying at like 50 years old because of our diet. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hey, Erica Howard, get rid of this Habasha King Habasha. You get rid of them for me.
Well, shit, they should come on the show.
No, not with what they saying. No.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's on you, Forecast. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, you all good. That's all I was trying. That's all I was saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Insulin like $500 a shot, but you know, they're sitting here forcing you to take this shot. Everything that's bad for you, they're not really going to any measures to stop that. You know, the stuff that's really killing you, that's okay, but you got to get this shot right here and still wear the mask, of course, and all that stuff, like you said. But you know, that was it.
Okay. So next we're gonna go to the next. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Look, I'm glad people coming to my and I'm glad people enjoy my enjoy the content and enjoying what I'm talking about. But when y'all see people like who are, I got to give a couple more people a wrench. When y'all see people like, I can't even say their name, coming in here talking about what they're talking about, we got to get them out of here very, very quick. Block people like that who coming in here. They want a black daddy, their 16-year-old boy. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Unification overshadowed, overwhelmed by sensationalism and intangible. A day, you own it, my brother. You're absolutely on it. And yes, man, that's X. You know, when you get your camera and mic and everything, you get everything set up. Or if you got a phone, because I'm going to put the link in the chat in a minute. If you got a phone, you can come on with that. So the next topic is Biden versus Cedric Richmond. I'm going to do a screen share right quick because I want everybody to know who we talking about here. Put a 1 in the chat and let me know if y'all can see the screen share. Can y'all see that? Okay, good. So now I'm going to play, because I don't know, people they act funny, you can't play. I want y'all to see who Joe Biden was talking to when I put his up. And I want y'all to listen to this well. Listen closely.
Thanks for joining me. I'm here. The FEMA director is on. FEMA Director Criswell, she's on, and I'm here with my senior advisor and boy who knows Louisiana very, very well, man. And New Orleans and Cedric Richmond.
Just so you know, I would have done the same thing if you were white.
See, what we're going to do is
that's good to know. And thanks for joining me. I'm here.
So y'all can hear what he said.
The FEMA director is on. FEMA Director Criswell, she's on, and I'm here with my senior advisor and boy who knows Louisiana very, very well, man. And
now he chuckled and tried to take it back and said, man. But he called that 47-year-old grown black man boy. That's what he called him, boy. And then chuckle, man. But he called that 47-year-old grown. If that was Donald Trump, this is why I tell people they are the same. Left wing, right wing. But it's the same bird. They fly the same way. Some hide it better than others. Donald Trump did not try to hide his. Oh, Jim Crow Joe tried to hide his, but it always come out some type of way. It always come out. And the problem that I have, I don't even know if this has been on CNN, but I know if it was Donald Trump or any other Republican president, they will be talking about how racist he is for calling the 47-year-old grown black man a boy. Yes, you're right, Adele Day. That Strom Thurmond came out. I got one more I want to show about this, right? And this is because I only had 2 screen shares for this. This is old Reb Mayor, old slick hair air. Al Sharpton to Biden. Black community is being stabbed in the back. Al Sharpton, black community is being stabbed in the back. Reverend Al Sharpton hit the stage Saturday doing a voting rights rally to tell President Biden that supporters of the filibusters are stabbing black community in the back. Rally to tell supporters of the stabbing black community in the back. President Biden met with some of the civil rights leadership, and we reminded him, you said the night you won that Black America had your back and you were going to have Black America's back. Sharpton told supporters, well, Mr. President, they are stabbing us in the back. In 49 states, they got their knives out stabbing us in the back. the civil rights activist called on Congress to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act in a move that he believes would counter state voting reform laws. Republicans have argued that increased regulations around voting secure elections, while Democrats and activists believe that recent state-based legislation Black and brown communities. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act passed in the House 219-212 earlier this week, but its chances of surviving the Senate filibusters appears to be slim. You need to pick up the phone and call Manchin and others to tell them that if they can carve around a filibuster to confirm Supreme Court judges for President Trump, they can carve around the filibuster to bring voters' rights to President Biden. Sharpton said. Sharpton, along with other voting rights activists, has reportedly called on Democrat Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia to support weakening or abolishing filibuster. See, those are the two things I want to say about Biden. And before I pass it to you, let me say this right quick, forecast. Now I'm going to tell you something. I was born in a lifestyle, I know people didn't heard me say this. I was born in a lifestyle where I had to, I've been registering people to vote, going with my mother and father, my father mostly, registering people to vote since I was 6 years old. And I'm going to tell you one thing that I never noticed, that I noticed those people didn't do, right? My family is old. I'll be 50 in 5 months, but my dad was born in 1920. One thing I never heard those older people do, yeah, they wanted the Voting Rights Act. Yeah, they had some that march. They had some that do that. But I'm going to tell you something. Whenever they put something in the way, our older generation was able to figure out a way around it. So right now, instead of, it's good to have Al Sharpton up there. If that's what they want to do, bring attention to it. Show how Joe Biden is stabbing Black people in the back. That's great. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But we also need to be, until this damn spider crawled on me. I'm sorry. I don't know where the hell that spider came from. But we also need to be saying, you know what? Until something change. When they'd have made these rules, you can't give cold water in a sandwich 150 feet to the voting poll. You can't come on a church bus, and it's certain things. So we find the rules what they say we can't do. And we have to have a group of people. Voting is not important to me no more, right? I'm being honest. Because we always vote Democrat. I want us to learn to try to use the other side. We got to work together, right? But what I'm saying is, I have offered this idea to people who was talking about the voting right poll, the voter poll, right? And they had a problem with it. But you got a problem with saying this is something we can do. We know what day they're going to vote. So we need to sit around on that day and say, who can take, before that day, we can have this set up a month in advance. Who can take, let's say, September 22nd off? I'm just giving a date, and for whatever election is in your city, right? In the area, just think of an election. Okay, Blue, a day, forecast, Bakari. Y'all got these areas. Erica Howard, Courtney, Sister Raw, whoever in the chat, y'all take those areas. And we're gonna go out, we're gonna get out here, we're gonna introduce ourselves, we're gonna start introducing ourselves to the people early. And who's ever in charge of that group, the leadership, let people know we will have people coming picking you up in this area, right? So give the names. Bakari gonna be here. These are his blocks. He gonna bring you. He gonna take you back. He can put people in his truck. He got cold water in his truck. He have juice in his truck. He have a sandwich. If you don't want nothing he have, you can make your own sandwich if you don't trust it. I understand that. But we have already made this. So if you have to be in line for an extended hour or so, you are taken care of. You got your sandwich. You got your drink. You got what you need. And after you vote, take you back home. So that way we can get around every obstacle they put in our way. That's what we have to do, because they're going to constantly put them in our way. We got to run around them, jump over, or just run through them. And those are some of the ways we can go through these voter right things that they are trying to do. And we can't do it without unity. If we going to continue to set trip, and I ain't even talking about the Crips and the Bloods, if we going to continue to set trip with the Pan-African and the Aboriginal and the Moor and the Hebrew and the Christian and the Muslim and any other title that we want to claim and put before us as a people, as a whole, we are not going to ever win. I don't care if you're Moor, if you're Hebrew, if you're Aboriginal, Pan-African. I tell people I'm a Pan-African. I believe in Garveyism. You don't have to do that. But at the same time, our end goal should be, I want my people to do better. So we're going to have to set aside that ideology so we can win. That's the only way it's going to happen. There's strength in numbers. And if we work together, when I see my Moorish brothers, I tell people, you know what? I'm not even, I know more, but you know what? I know how they talk to one another, like Islam, my brother. Because I know that's how they speak. Assalamu alaikum. And then I got some who will talk to me. What's up, my brother? Peace, my brother. Hotel, my brother. It don't make a difference. I got Hebrews. Shalom. They know who I am. I'm not trying to take, I am whatever my people is. Let me say it like that. In order for us to get better, when it's time for us to do this, I'm going to represent you all the way. My brother might have on a fez. I don't wear fez. But guess what? My brother and sister that's around me, that's part of that ideology, something happening to them, that means it's happening to me. So I got to stand there and stand strong with them. And that's how we got to be and stand strong to take our people so we can vote. If that's important to you. I say I put it on the back burner for me right now. But since it's on the back burner for me, and I know it's not on the back burner for you, I'm going to ride with you all the way so you can go vote for who you feel is going to represent us. I'm going to take you there, and I'm going to be with you. You might even want to stop on the way by the store. I got to stop by the store. Can you do that? Come on, go in there. Let's get what you need. It doesn't make a difference, but we have to do it. He said he don't wear fez. But you understand what I'm saying, my brother. He don't don the fez either. But I just want you to know, whatever it is, we got to stop set tripping. Now, you go for the Crips and Bloods too, but I just wasn't mentioning them because the people who say we're on a higher spiritual plane and we're coming together, and they might use the word woke and conscious and melanated and all those, I'm talking to us. I'm talking to us. You might use the term ADOS. You might use the term FBA. I use Pan-African. I'm talking to us. You might be Aboriginal. I'm talking to us. I'm talking to us as a people. Because when they see us, they don't ask none of us that. They see you the same as me. So it doesn't make a difference. And once we win, then we can get back in our little crew and talk noise to one another and have fun with it. As long as we're not being disrespectful and trying to make the other one mad, we can talk. Oh man, Pan-Africanism ain't nothing. I don't care about you saying that. I don't care about you saying that. You understand? As long as it's done respectful and we know we just talking and we having fun, because we know at the end of the day, we gonna rock together. We gonna build these stores, these clinics, everything our people need together. We gonna put truck driving schools in our community, stuff we need together. That's what we need. It's on you, brother Forecast. Forecast.
Yeah, you can hear me. I'm clear.
I can hear you now. You was muted.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm clear though. Yeah, you were saying on facts, like you say you are about, you are with the Garveyism. You know what I'm saying? One of my heroes is Ida B. Wells. And even though they was on two different lanes, Ida B. Wells supported Marcus Garvey and what he was doing. Now, first of all, with the Joe Biden thing, you got to understand that kind of stuff ain't no mistake. You know what I'm saying? These people do that kind of stuff intentionally just to see how far they can get away with it, because you out here voting for the lesser of two evils and all of that, and then you got to sit around, then you got to turn around and you know, justify why you forced other black people or say you wasn't down with the cause. And now we got to sit here and figure out what happened to the black and brown connection, what happened to the black and Asian connection, because they ain't add you to the Stop Asian Hate bill. I don't see your name nowhere in that. But of course, you know, I'm probably not black because I didn't vote for Joe Biden. And he told you that. But he told you, first of all, you know what I'm saying, you can't get mad at Joe Biden because he never promised you a thing. He never said he was going to do nothing for you. He said he may hear Ice Cube out after the election, but he didn't call him back. He don't even call Black Lives Matter back. But of course, you pick the lesser of, you know, two evils. But we got to understand what really happened under Joe Biden so far. The president of Haiti got assassinated. The Taliban took over. You know, now is going to be like forced vaccines and all of this kind of stuff. And you know, they'll first thing they'll do is accuse you. But you know, who was you know, I forgot his name. LBJ. He said, I'll have those niggas, or I have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. And it's been 70 years so far. And even the racist people who troll my channel, the first thing they say is something about the Democrats. Get off the Democratic plantation. But they have a reason for doing that because so many of us are sitting here, you know, buying that kind of stuff. But of course, good old Joe, you know, Trump, there's no difference. There's no such thing as the lesser of two evils. There's like evil and not evil. There's no lesser evil. You know what I'm saying? And you are going to see that. But even still, like, even if he promised you everything, these are the same people who broke every treaty they've ever signed. You know, every time they've had a problem with a backlash, they invited the leader and then tricked them, you know, stuff like Tucson. But that was a common thing in history, you know what I'm saying, where they invite the leader and then poison them or something. Because their greatest weapon isn't guns like people think they are. It's using deception and manipulation and getting you to divide up, because they call themselves a minority and they call themselves a majority and they're the minority. Even here, they're worried about going to a minority takeover, but they would say there will be a majority minority people instead of saying they are a minority. That's the kind of mindset of the people you're dealing with, but you allow them to divide and conquer and get you on the issues that don't even have nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? But I'll rest the mic right there, my brother.
All right. Thank you. Look, you know what? I'm going to put the link in the chat. I got to play this one last video on Black Wealth. And once again, I'm going to say this. I know I put his name last. Me and a friend was talking and he said, it didn't work for me and good. I said, we're going to put the guy name in there, the last name in the title to see, because I see how some people capitalize off that. Maybe I waited too late. Or maybe I should have put his name first. But I didn't do it because I'm not into the drama. Seems like the YouTube community, you get bigger if you're into the drama. But I'm not into the drama. And I'm not going to use that cat name. I don't care about him. He's been caught with his DNA. So we really don't have nothing to say about him. But I guess if some people want to, when I put the link in the chat, but I'm going to play this. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Then I'm going to play this, and y'all might be in the background. This is not long, though. Blue, Adele Day, Bijou Noir, Sheed, if y'all still here, and anybody else, Menace X, y'all can come on through and come on. Because after I play this, we're gonna have like another 20, 30, we're gonna have about another 30 minutes before we close, give everybody an opportunity to come on and speak. I just put the link in the chat. So let me play this. Hopefully it's the right thing. This is about black wealth or lack thereof.
The other day, I said, let me explain something to y'all. If something happened to me and mama, I want you all to understand, y'all gonna be around the casket crying. because I'm not leaving you everything. I'm just not. I'm going to spend 85% of my income on me and your mama.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to leave about 5–10%. That's it. The rest of the money, me and your mama going somewhere. Hey, we can't go on vacation. No, I want to be just with your mother.
It is not what you leave to them that makes them great. It's what you leave in them. If you leave more to them than you leave in them, they will run through everything you left to them.
Yeah.
But if you leave enough in them, you don't have to leave so much to them because they can go out there and make their own way in life.
Cool. I'm glad you said that. Because now they ain't getting nothing.
Now that's Steve Harvey and TD Jakes. And yes, like Bear, you too, I'm sorry. I hope you know that I wasn't skipping you. I apologize. The link is in the chat. That is Steve Harvey and TD Jakes. I'm gonna play that one more time. And yes, Blue, after I play this, if you want to call in, you can call in. Let me play this one more time though. Because I want y'all to understand I put black wealth, but why there is a lack of black wealth passed down. And I'm gonna kind of show, not show, but tell you. And it can tell you where you can see, where you can get the understanding as well of why people with money would do this, but it harm us more than it harm the other people.
Told my kids the other day, I said, let me explain something to y'all. If something happened to me and mama, I want you all to understand, y'all gonna be around the casket crying because I'm not leaving you everything. I'm just not. I'm gonna spend 85% of my income on me and your mama.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna leave about 5–10%. That's it. The rest of the money, me and your mama going somewhere. Hey, we can't go on vacation. No, I want to be just with your mother.
It is not what you leave to them that makes them great. It's what you leave in them.
Okay, now
if you leave more to them than you leave in.
That's enough of those cats. Blue, if you want to call in, you can call in. Peace, brother Dale.
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on? Let's give her a couple of minutes to see if she's gonna call in right quick before we get into this. So the link is in the chat. If y'all want to come on and have something you want to say, because I'm gonna talk about where that idea, where that mindset come from, and I'm gonna just mention one thing, and y'all gonna, because I know everybody heard of it. We have all heard of Carnegie Hall, right? Yes, we all heard of Carnegie Hall.
Yes.
Oh yeah, go ahead, brother. You can go ahead, brother. You had unmuted your mic. Go ahead.
No, I was answering your question. I'm sorry. You said Carnegie Hall. I heard of it.
Yes, we've heard of Carnegie Hall. And then the New Age, we have heard, what his name? The dude that owned Microsoft, who can tell you about shots all of a sudden, Bill Gates, right?
You mean the dude who got kicked out of mad countries and stuff?
Yeah, say he ain't gonna leave his kids nothing. But let me show you where it's coming from. And it's an excellent documentary for people to watch. I promise you it is. Have anyone ever seen the documentary, The Men Who Built America? The first one. Because it's hard to find the second one. But have you ever seen the documentary, that The Men That Built America? It's like a 4 or 5 part documentary.
No, but I'm gonna watch it.
Man, and if you watch it, it go back. J.P. Morgan, the same stuff you see now, J.P. Morgan and Chase Bank, the same stuff and the same people you see now. And the reason I mentioned Carnegie Hall, the Rockefellers, right? Vanderbilt, who's Vanderbilt University named after. And the reason I mentioned Carnegie Hall, watch this. So what rich people did back in the day, and they still do it today, because I know y'all can probably name other stuff other than that. They get so much money, they were in a battle to see who could make the most money. So then when they got older, they was in a battle to see who could leave the most money. So those mega rich people would tell rich people like Steve Harvey, we got to give away money, right? So now what happened is, and they have people thinking, I'm not going to leave nothing to my kids. Everybody know who J.P. Morgan is. Everybody know what General Electric is. A lot of people don't know J.P. Morgan owned General Electric. That was theirs too. It was originally called Edison Electric because Thomas Edison started it. He stole the one dude patent. Well, they didn't steal it. They never used the patent. They just used it and put Tesla or something like that and just put Edison's name on it, because what Edison had created was burning people up and burning stuff up. But since they had the most money and most power. But anyway, what they would do, they would leave money and build stuff, build schools, Vanderbilt University, build institutions. They would build certain things for their people. So that way, their name can live forever, and the ones who did it, they're immortalized. And they would tell the rich people like Steve Harvey, we got to give away money, give away money, give away. Don't leave nothing to kids, don't leave nothing to kids. And someone wanted to argue me down and say, oh, I just said his name. The dude got kicked out of all them countries, got kicked out of school, got Microsoft. I can't think of his name. We just said it. But anyway, he ain't gonna leave nothing to his kids. I said, who you think gonna own the business that he had? That man is not giving away all of his money. Stop believing that. Those people gonna be, his kids gonna be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But they want to be immortalized. That's the purpose of it, to be immortalized. But we're not in the position that they're in. No generational wealth of what they're talking. Now you got a preacher, some scumbag like TD Jakes. Well, it's not what you leave them, is what you leave in them, and they can go get their own. Everybody need a hand up. Who in this right now wish they father could have left, mother and father could have left them $150,000, $250,000 cash, $1 million to get the $1 million, your own house, all of that.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm gonna give the mic, then we can go around. I'm gonna give the mic. Go ahead. Okay, Blue, since you're the only one unmuted, go ahead.
Okay, so what's up, all of y'all? I was listening. I came in about 30 minutes ago, so excuse me if I'm anywhere off subject. But hey, thanks for giving me the heads up, because I don't have my notifications turned on for nothing. So like I don't know when it goes live exactly. But finishing off what you were saying about fighting with each other again, about the origin of where you come from, your family background. We really just have to look at each other as a whole, because when you go for a job application and you have to identify your race, there's no separate section for no other colored person besides African American. It doesn't classify you, for being French or being however you identify. It's just African American. So it's like you look at that. If you can't hear it from from what we're saying, look at how the rest of the world look at you, based on paper, legally. So we really just need to put the differences aside, put the origin or the complexion, skin tone, just your accent. We're all colored people. So let's just get that out the way, and start respecting each other a little bit more and embracing our differences. At the end of the day, we're still the same race. We're still all colored. And with Joe Biden, I did get to see him, the way he said, the whole boy. That was definitely normal for him. It wasn't something that he even thought twice about. As you can see, in him being a little older and probably not mentally all the way there anymore, he's going to slip up and say things that he would normally say, So not that it was planned, that was normal for him. And that's how it, just came out. Like he didn't even, the look on his face, he didn't even recognize that slipped out. So if you address a man as a boy, especially for his position, it just says a lot about him. And that's our current president, that we all voted for. But again, we barely had much of a choice. So that says a lot, and is eye-opening. Just know that this man does not have your back 100%. He may seem like it, but he's just in position right now. It was already planned, to market us and get him to win. I looked at some of the laws that he changed, and some of it just doesn't make sense for his focus, as far as what he's doing, and the little focus that was spent on, racial discrimination, systematic racism, all that. None of that is being touched. I still believe we need to have some sort of process in place, lawfully, to protect us against racist people. that they need to be documented, and that needs to be something that can't be expunged, because it's a type of behavior that you cannot change that if you grow with it. You can try to be more human and just be, pleasant to other people, but that's something that's built in them, and it's going to always be a war. So, they plan for this. Of course, they have to have the ones out there that seem like they care, but at the end of the day, the most powerful people, they don't. So this will continue to go on until we actually make a change. It's up to us. That's what it boils down to. And with this whole 5G, there's been a lot. I don't know if y'all watch the news on or Business Insider, but I like to follow that. And one thing that they figured out, within the whole 5G being approved, that Huawei, which is the Chinese cell phone company, they banned their phones in the US this year. They banned their phones because they found out that they were able to hack into our systems and stuff to steal all types of information, whatever they were able to do. Which started after they banned them, they started doing all these cyber attacks. So there's been a good, probably more than what we know, but at least 10 major company cyber attacks where they got all this information. I don't know what they plan to do with it, but it's a war that we can't even see anymore. It's wars in all ways in this life right now. So be careful with that 5G for sure, because this is something they use in the armies to scatter crowds. They use the same technology. But now it's backfiring because they say that, they're able to get into or cause conflict with whatever the U.S. is trying to do. But I just want to say, be careful with the 5G. If your hand or you got your phone to your face and it starts hurting, or you feel some sort of sensation, that's the radiation. So, use your speaker, put your phone down, because it's a slow kill, but it disintegrates your immune system, and slowly but surely, even coming down from the babies that we have, their immune systems is gonna get weaker and weaker as well. I watched it's a short interview. It's called Confessions of a Time Traveler of 3037. I thought that was really interesting. It's a 37-minute. I would encourage y'all to watch it. Not saying it's true, but he speaks on a lot of the things that we're going through right now. And it's documented, as far as them not being able to figure out who this person was. They couldn't find no trace of his existence down from his family. I thought that was really interesting to know about. And about voting, and when you was talking about that, for the last 2 years, last two elections, I've offered rides, to people to be able to pick them up and take them home. So that is something that we still should continue to do. If you're not already doing it, offer to take a friend, because we do need that help. It may with that type of election, it's a slow move, but if we could get the right people, it will be some sort of move. Although we shouldn't depend on that. And I don't know if anyone has death in the family from COVID, but FEMA does pay up to $7,000, or I think it is a $7,000 grant that you can get to help pay for funeral costs if you have any family members that has passed from COVID. Me and Forecast was talking about trying to get some sort of like info session coming together soon, whether we do it quarterly, we could do it virtual and in person, however we can construct it. But that's something we should start doing ASAP, because virtual takes nothing. We already doing the live. That's something that we should consider doing as soon as possible. So I did want to put that in your ear. We can't just depend on the people that's in the spotlight right now to completely defend us. Like Al Sharpton, he's doing all that he can do. Like, God damn, that man got to be tired. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just take him to make noise. You know what I mean? For us. we have to, we got our friends already, like do something more productive. We already hang around our friends, talk to them on the phone, do something more productive. You know, there's a small time for entertainment, you know, time management, you know, if it's just to balance, because we all need some sort of entertainment, work-life balance, you know, from the house and just the everyday stress. But if we're a little bit more productive, we can get something done. And if, like you said, numbers make a change. So if it was more of us coming together, then we could make a change quicker. Last thing I want to point out right now is to start boycotting certain places. You know, if you notice, in every inner city, in every hood, you got pretty much every race that owns a business, and we are their market. And it's sad, you know, we don't have our own stores in our own areas to support, you know, to transfer, cycle the money. So I would stop going to certain places, you know, like for me, for sure, like I'm always talking about the places because I feel like Chinese, they do a great job with marketing on us. They know what we like, you know, and they know how to sell it and make it quick and easy. Got you in and out, 10 minutes, your food be ready. So like, I know it might be good. You can make your own shrimp and broccoli at home. You know, think about it in that way. It may just be $10 that you're spending, but over a year, you're spending that $10. I know you're doing it more than once a month. You know, look into the places that you're shopping at. Just take a look. Go to Google. You know, check for Black-owned businesses, and just try to transfer your money in the right places. Every purchase matters. Remember, every purchase matters. That's that slogan, and everything matters at this point, which took out the importance of Black Lives Matter. Um, but that was pretty much on my mind right now. I will yield the mic, y'all.
All right, thank you very much. And let me say this, then I'm gonna pass my next president. You know what? You're right. I've been asking people to go past all those Arabs, East Indians, Orientals, all of them, until we own those businesses. I've been saying this channel for shit. Y'all don't see me on the streets, but I do the same stuff you hear me talk about on here. I go stand on the street corner by myself and say the same thing. I get a great reaction on the streets. But I don't know who was next. Was it Light Bear or Brother Adele? Whoever want to go next can go next because I can't remember.
I don't know if there was an order. I was letting the young ladies first. I'll let the ladies go first. That'll just be the cordial thing to do, I guess.
All right. Okay, Light Bear, it's on you, sis.
Yeah, I take a different approach. I guess you can call me a renegade or someone who's just decided to pull back out of the system and do things differently, or strive to do things differently in my life. I don't vote. I don't subscribe to the system too much. The only problem I have, yeah, my children are still in the school system, but I believe that we are powerful people, that the power is in our minds, and the key to it all is us. When we decide to get up and do something differently than what we were taught to do it, in this religious, which means repeatedly, mode of moving around and maneuvering throughout the system, instead of doing what we've been taught and told to do over and over again, maybe we need to start being renegades and do something different. Then that would put people in a state of shock. Boycotting is a perfect thing. If we can only have our self-control and we could unite in that, but not everybody's wanting to be a renegade. Everybody wants to kumbaya and go with the system. See, I was in the store today, and I don't wear a mask, and I didn't wear a mask because it says recommended only. It doesn't say it's a law, So, I'm walking around and I'm like, this is very dangerous, that a people who have a free right have not taken their free rights. They are in fear. They really think it's something out here that's making them sick. And they really, you can think that in your mind. They can, I told a teacher today when she was talking to me on the phone about appointment, she said to me that the children may have a hard time, adjusting to the mask and stuff. I said, no, these little children, the little ones, kindergarten, pre-K, all you got to do is tell them, and it becomes a norm for them, and they'll do it. They don't know about their health. They don't know that it's cutting off their circulation, the breathing, and healing the body. They don't know none of that. You never told them none of that. If you don't tell them, then they'll go through life thinking that it's the thing to do when you're sick, and that but then it's making them sick. So we have a group of children that are going to be growing up thinking that it's okay to cut off your breathing, circulation, and because no one's teaching. Even adults think it's okay. So it's very dangerous when you see the amount of people. I'm only one person. I've seen a lot of other people like me that didn't wear masks, but it's only a few of us that are doing that. But majority of the people do not take their rights. They don't use their minds, and the mind is powerful. And these people, this is a test. And they're watching the amount of people that they were able to manipulate into this, to give up their rights, to put in the state of fear. Is the amount of people they know that they can move on to the next agenda of control. And I don't get into voting. Like I said, as a renegade, I don't believe in death. And we got to think differently, because if we thinking like this, of course you're not going to see the spiritual war that's upon us, because we live in a world that they gave to us, which is a physical world. We think everything's physical. We think the Bible is physical, but the Bible is more spiritual for us. It's a spiritual message, a unseen message, a biological message about our bodies and about ascending, out of this, rising out of this, but that we're not even getting, because we're too busy thinking about the little message of the mundane: sex, Mary, how old was Mary, age, sex, color. Black people, we supersede past race, age, all of this stuff, because in us, we're spirit first. We're spirit first. But they have made us physical first. So the mundane has become an issue, a struggle for us. Instead of us transcending from that, we can't even transcend from it, because it's like a prison because we don't know. Self-knowledge has been robbed from us, stolen from us. So, but it's been given to us at the same time. But we don't, because we've been taught the mundane and the physical, we gravitate towards what we've been taught, and we don't want to transcend out of that. And they give us a choice, because they give us education, which teaches us all that, which has all of the information about who we are in that. But a lot of times we don't take that opportunity. We choose the mundane, unfortunately. That's a choice. And that's the choices that we have. We need to be physical, because this is our journey, this is our experience here. But the whole thing is, as long as we subscribe to the thinking that we've been given and keep doing things repeatedly, thinking like a hamster on a wheel, never really jumping off and doing something different. And we know our people are destroyed. We can look on YouTube and see that we're destroyed people. This one wants to out this one for being a molester, or this or that. I mean, there's a reason why we have these issues in our community. Until we figure it out and wake up. I figured it out a long time ago, and I said I forgive my people for whatever anybody's done to me. I've already made my peace with the world. I've shed this place, in a way. But still, it's a struggle. It's a constant struggle, and I'm just here to help people, and that's why I have my channel, Light Bearer, dealing with spirituality, trying to let our people know that there's other ways besides the normal path we've been going on. And a lot of people don't want to let go of those things, and they're really adamant about that, about religion, about Christianity, about all of these religions. But we were everything. Our story is never ending. We were everything. People want to stop at a place and time that we were once. We were everything at every time. And we're going to continue to be everything at every time. But a lot of us want to get stuck in these prison holes of being, like you said earlier, Bakari, Native Americans, being ADOS, being FBA, being this. We always want to be an egoistic label. And that's how the ego keeps us weighed down. And we can't realize that we have the power, not them. They don't have the power. They want to make us think that they were time travelers and this and that. They can make you think they're manipulators. They're big. You can't believe anything they say. They say they went to the moon. They tell us that this is that and that is this. And whoo, they are big time manipulators. And they make you think, they want to make you think that they're higher than what they are, and they're not. We are. They're telling us about ourselves many times, but we refuse to think that about ourselves. We think that we're just black for no reason. We think that this color means nothing, but it means everything. It's the vehicle. It's the vehicle that's going to get you out of this. So when they're trying to kill us off, they're trying to kill us. They're not trying to kill you. They don't care about that. The main thing they do care about is that your soul never rises out of this prison. That they, in your mind, because your mind is starting to wake up. So your mind's starting to wake up, but they don't want you to transcend this place, this level, be it in the physical or when you pass away. They don't want you to transcend, because you can transcend while you're still alive, because the planet is changing. Things are changing. The world is going to change. Things are going to be very different. So, like they say, the spiritual is going to combine and become one again with the physical. So it's going to be some changes, and they know this, and they know that our bodies are the change. We are the vehicle. You have to be this. That's why color and race is important to them. It's only because of this. It's always been this. And this allows us to escape and transform into something more, because we are more. We weigh more than what we look like, what you see. We know this. You know this about yourselves. Nobody has to tell you that. No, I'm done.
All right, brother Adele.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Boycotts do work, or can work, if they're applied comprehensively, because you want to hit them in the pocketbook. That's the thing. It's well intended, but the follow through isn't always there. That's the problem that we have, because we are so divergent, so separate and divisive within ourselves. We can't even recycle our own money. Okay. Even on this panel tonight, if I were to say some certain things, it would probably put people off because of the certain ideologies that I subscribe to. But I'm not here to engage in debate or anything like that at all. And I'm in total agreement with what everyone said here tonight, because I know the audience that's here, and I know the show that it is, and it's not my show. But The one thing that we do have to realize, I think, as well, in going over this stuff, is that we easily are a forgiving people. We easily fall for idolatry and celebrity when they are not our leaders. We are our own leaders. And as the sister alluded to, if I may just paraphrase, we are actually spiritual beings having a human experience. That is what I've come to understand myself, and that is a perspective that I will share and tell people, that we are spirit beings. What has happened is that we are a fallen people as well. We have gotten away from the most divine nature of ourselves. Nature being the operative word, natural law, universal law, common law, which is what we used to follow and subscribe to before a system construct was established. And I won't get into the more provocative, controversial views on that, because I'm not too studied at it, for one, but it just seems to me to make logical sense. And I want to try to do that tonight. So we fall into these different categories and such, which unfortunately has made us a certain classification of people that are deprived of rights, that are deprived of any ability to assert our rights as a people, as opposed to persons over there that are of these particular titles, right? That is why over and over again, for the past 150 or so years, we end up spinning around and not going anywhere. We're following symbolism, such as the black guy in the White House with the black family, that only in individual senses he's done something, but by and large has done nothing for our collective cause, whether you're a Moor, Black Israelite, Black Power advocate, ADOS, he has done nothing. And those that are erected as symbols, celebrities that champion our cause, even the brother that was mentioned tonight by the name of Sharpton, because he's compromised. He can only speak out so much. So this has to be a grassroots unification effort. And we do have to understand the construct behind it, that we could each go only so far as individuals, but collectively we can leverage ourselves a position to demand, assert, and exact change. Now I'm going to name call here. There's a was it Recycling Black Dollars I used to belong to back in the late 80s. Where are they now? Where are they now on a national level? Where are they on a global level? We are not recycling our money, but I keep hearing how much we spend so much money on music and entertainment. On the next shoe that came out 30 years ago that comes out again that's been redesigned, but we stand in line at the mall for it, right? We'll stand around the block for it, but we won't go buy a book that tells us about the origins of who we are, and we won't share that on social media. Or if we share that on social media, we're considered too provocative, we're considered controversial, we're considered too truthful. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to be entertained instead, right? But I digress. A lot of it is in my view, is that we put emphasis on intangibles. We're following influences that sidetrack us each and every time. It's been like that throughout the course of my life, and I'll be, well, you see the gray in my beard, and it's not from stress. I like to think it's from being somewhat wise and learned and experienced, but I'll be 55 in a couple of weeks. And hopefully that amounts to something. I worked inside the system, outside the system, and I'm trying to make a change at my level to impart what I can from experience on everybody else. And each of us has to be active in that, and active in, each one teach one, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have initials behind your last name to prove that you're a good test taker either. It means we have to listen to one another, and we have to share with one another, share the knowledge that we, can compile and distribute through this media, even though it's not the perfect media to share information on. Just do what you can, the best that you can, and work towards betterment, collective betterment. See, because we understand that race, I heard it said earlier that race is a concept. And I happen to agree that race is a concept. It's also a code that was established. They established these races even in India, in Hindu India. They established the I forget what it's called right now, but they established the color chart. So the darker you were, the lower class you were. Same thing that's happening here. The Christian Code is 1724, for example, if anyone's ever taken a read of that. All these instruments and contrivances have taken us away from who we actually are. It's taken us away from where we should be in a better, more divine position. And that's ideology. That's about creed, subscribing to a creed, whatever that is, whatever floats your boat. I'm not here to tell anybody to go do this and that and the third. I know what I'm going to do for me to try to better those around me and help edify and share the knowledge that I attain. And I think I'm going to close out with, because I was taking notes going off the top of the dome here. I think that pretty much is it. So yeah, black wealth, that's a misnomer because we're not recycling our money. Dr. Claude Anderson talked about that. And Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. has talked about the 9 areas of activity that we should all probably know by now. Those are all things that affect us in our ability to move within society. You also add the fact that we are just not in a position to achieve the leverage that we need to move on to greater things. If we would stop falling, again, I'm bringing it around and I'm going to end it with this. If we stop falling for the idolatry and the celebrity and the lack of tangibles, and we come together, maybe in small clusters, depending on where you are regionally or whatever, people that are like-minded, such as the people that I think that are on here tonight, we'll move in the right direction, which is forward and not back. I yield.
Great points from everybody. It's on you, Forecast.
Okay, well, I'll just say this, well, we as a people, right, we know that everybody on this panel had great ideas, great speakers, you could tell, and very intelligent. We all have answers. Everybody in the chat, I'm pretty sure we all have solutions. So the question now becomes, why are we not implementing any of these solutions? Why are we looking for reasons not to implement the solutions? And one thing the sister said, she said, we believe everything and we take it as literal, but that's when you are traumatized as somebody, you escape from the reality, especially when you don't think you have enough hope to get out of that situation. So you're going to look for some fantasy and have hope in that instead of actually doing something beneficial. Like Bakari has plans, my sister Blue has plans, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't see that kind of support. You see all the support with the drama, with the escalation, and that's a part of us having broken homes. We don't have anything to look up to, and then we wonder why it's so easy for us to get scammed and why people are so drawn to horrible people who are designed to hurt you, because you don't even understand that like attracts like. That whole energy thing, you're going to attract what you are supposed to attract. And when you're coming from trauma, you are attracting nothing but trauma. And he's talking about boycott. Me personally, and I agree with the boycotting thing, but I don't think we're ready. I know we're ready when we can go up to some Asian store or Arab store and say, you got 24 hours to get out of our neighborhood, 48, whatever you want, or nobody's going to shop at your place, or you can get straight gangster with it, or whatever you want to do. But until you're as a collective, why are and that's the whole point. We have to get to that, you know what I'm saying? But all of that is like, and as far as like the construct, you know what I'm saying? Like the society is a construct, but I believe there are certain differences within us that is not a construct. And we got to stop apologizing for who we are. Every time we say, oh, we don't think somebody should be killed. Oh, not all cops is bad. Every time you speak up for yourself, you apologizing. You know what I'm saying? If you got that apologetic mindset, then nobody's going to ever respect you, because nobody else is apologizing when they harm you. You know what I'm saying? They don't even care what you think. And as far as the Steve Harvey thing, that's the whole thing of we got to stop getting off passing down generational curses, generational illness. I don't even want to say curse because, like my sister said, we believe everything so literal. You can't nobody curse you but yourself. You can only speak curse. You can only speak it into existence or think it into existence for yourself. Anybody leading you outside of that, you should never follow them. But we pass down generational curses instead of, and it goes deep, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of not trusting each other, you know what I'm saying? And even because my brother put it in the title, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as Black women in our community, they do experience a crazy amount, but we got to understand where this generational trauma comes from. We come from a history of past where elders taught younger people, just put your head down and keep your eyes to the ground. Don't start no trouble and you'll survive. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of trauma passed down from slavery, from generation to generation. And then you go to the part where we had our own communities and how the government literally made ways to destroy them. You know what I'm saying? And we doubt ourselves, even though you always see all of these trolls in here all the time. They're following you because you are what they strive to be. They had to kidnap you to get everything they got. Understand, there are societies, they died every time they tried to come without you. White middle class was built up because of you. Every group was given handouts except for you, and you are literally the only one to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and you are been literally the only one to have been attacked. So that should tell you how great you are for somebody to want to even keep you down like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we have to understand, like, why aren't we mad enough to actually do something? All of this kind of stuff is not normal. This kind of life is not normal, but older people tell you that's just the way life is. This is not the way life is. And the minute that we decide to make whatever we want to make, then we will change whenever we want to change. But we got to get to the point where we stop dividing ourselves amongst ideology, because in actuality, that's nothing but fear. Because you look on these pages and you see people bashing each other, and they're bashing nothing but Black people. And that's just not only Black people, that's everybody. You don't see people bashing other communities. And I don't, I ain't gonna say I'm calling my brother channel right now, but you can call out other communities and you have to pay some kind of price, but you call out the Black community and there's no price to pay. And that's a different mindset we have to have. But first, as a collective, we got to get to the point where, because they used to fight each other all the time. They had this Berlin conference where they agreed to put their whiteness over you so they can take your land. And it's funny how the places where there's majority Black population and natural resources is crazy, but the people are so poor. But the people who come from poor places where food don't even grow out the ground, they had to eat each other. They had sayings like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. They're in control of these things, but we're fighting each other over what we call ourselves. And that's a part of them destroying our history and destroying our identity. And we're searching for an identity. And I'm not knocking for anybody for ever trying to search an identity, but you have the power to create your identity. We can make our own language. Instead of spending money with people on them that would have killed us, we can put our heroes on our money. But all we have to do is just agree. That's all it is. But yeah, I appreciate it, my brother. And I'll say this just for a solution, just my solution. We can get out there and vote. We can get out there and vote for a successful Black people and economy to put together businesses to put in our neighborhood. We can all contribute to it. Of course, make sure they stay valid, they stay transparent, they do what they say they're going to do, because all groups get infiltrated. But we can all put together this committee right now. We get out and vote for Joe Biden, vote or die. That's a new meaning now, especially when they're going to bust in your house and possibly give you the shot. So, it is what it is. But I appreciate you, my brother Bakari.
Yeah, brother Bakari.
All right, appreciate you too. Hold on 1 second, Blue. What I'm gonna do is right now everybody is gonna get 2 to 3 minutes top. Go ahead, tell them about yourself, tell them what YouTube channel you're on. Sister Blue, make sure you tell them about, I put it in the chat, your number, and tell them to text you about a work from home job. Make sure you mention that. and I'm gonna give everybody another 3 minutes to speak, say what they have to say, give their closing statement, tell where you can be found, and then I'll close out. And my Cash App is across the bottom. Cash App is $ number 2 Bakari. Let me tell you, it's not supposed to. It's not supporting me, the channel. It's support Teams Black. Erica Howard is in the chat. She's one of the people that can tell you, yes, it's supporting Team Black. I helped her create a business with it. We also took water, like I said before, water down to Jackson, Mississippi. When our people in Jackson, Mississippi were struggling with water, we have a year-round book drive. There's things that we do with this. This is not supporting me. I also ask, it's just a $5 a month donation, what I ask, but if you can't do that, if you want to support Team Black and his ventures and what we're doing, that's cool. But like I said, it's not supporting me. It's a support for all of us. So when we want to start a business, hopefully we can have enough money where we don't always have to go to people who tell us no. Like, you know what, I need a $5,000 loan. Bam. We done raised enough money. So we should be willing to tell one another yes and borrow from one another. So I'm going to pass the mic to you now, Blue.
Hey, cool. I think it was someone else that had was trying to say something if they wanted to still say what they were
I thought
saying.
that was you. Who's that?
Do we sound alike?
Yeah, I thought it was Blue. Yes, I really thought it was Blue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, like, go ahead.
No, I just had something on my mind about the finances and stuff. You know, all of that has been taught to us backwards. How are you gonna? We make these we invest in the corporations, right, in the stock market, which is to me backwards. We invest in how good they move, but they wouldn't be able to make moves and be able to be successful unless they had resources. So that's something that we need to look at. Resources are more important than a company. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And what they have done to us is they have dangled money. I was, you know, when the brother, what's his name again? I can't see his above that spoke after me. I wanted to expound upon
a dog day.
Yeah, when he was talking about race, and you know, there's a reason why they have the wealth. The whiter you are, is to get you to turn into what they are. It's more enticing to have you turn into what they are, and that's another way of getting you stuck in the situation they're stuck in. Why they're so hateful and mean towards us, because they see that we have the vehicle, and if we have the wealth, which the wealth was belonged to us, the earth belonged to us, the resources belonged to us, and we didn't see it as materialistic. We saw it as a spiritual means,
right?
And they cut us off from that spiritual means, and they made it into materialistic, and then they made it so we can go south instead of going upward. Well, going north instead of upward, because upward means south, means upward, north means down. They made everything backwards, just intentionally trickery to trick us into, you know, like people say, selling our souls and giving our souls away. And that's what we see. That's what happens to us. You know? So what we have to do is, we can see clearly what we need to do. We need to take back the resources somehow. That's a key goal. And it's important to us that we do so, because that we getting our spirituality back. We getting our connection. You see what I'm saying, Brother Dow?
Yes, I do.
I'm responding upon what you were saying,
right,
about the color code. You know, they got us in.
Okay, well, Light Bearer. So now, hold on. So now, Light Bearer, tell them where they can find you at the name of your channel and everything.
Yeah, the name of my channel is Light Bearer, and you can find me on there. Bakari, if you want to put my link in, I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay, you know what? I'll be forgetting I can do that because, but I'll put your link in there. I'm going to put whoever got a channel, I'm going to put their link in there.
It's not going to let me do it myself.
I'll do it. I forgot I could do it till you just mentioned it. I'm sorry.
Do you have I was going to make I was trying to I don't know if I can get the copy. Usually I can copy and paste it.
You would have to put it in the back chat, and I would have to copy it from there and put it out here. So it'll be easy for me to just find it and do it.
I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Oh, goodness. Let me see here. No. Well, I'll figure it out before the end of the show, I guess. But yeah, that's all I had was that. But you can find me there. It's yeah. Hopefully we get that link, and I just deal with spiritual. I deal with the. We've been forced to only deal with our physical and know only about our physical, and then the religion that we gave to them so they can function, a little bit like us on the earth, they gave back to us and they twisted everything backwards, basically. They convoluted our whole existence.
That's true.
So go ahead.
Okay, a day you can go.
All right. Well, I got a little rinky-dink channel on Anchor called Learn More Truth, Learning More Chronicles. I am a learning more. I'm learning myself that I am a more. I know, basically, information about my background and history and all that stuff. So that's all I'm doing. And basically my podcast will take you through my quest somewhat as I'm learning as I go along. Email to contact me is Noble Mormon, all one word, lowercase, at gmail.com, googlemail.com, Noble Mormon. And also have a channel, Learn More Truth, Learning More Chronicles channel on YouTube. And I could also be reached through here on my YouTube channel, Adal Day. I'm looking for content material. I'm trying to build up an audience, share the knowledge that I attain, and just have a discussion. I'm not here for any kind of capital gain. Just give you a little background history, prior public service, prior military service, raising a teenage boy, young man in this society right now, and married, but one day at a time with that. No, just kidding. But yeah, I might be on the outs right now. No, I'm just saying, just trying to do what I can to help along the collective. I work in a collaborative with a couple of groups, but it's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to work, and do my part to build what I believe to be is fallen humanity. And I yield. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Blue, it's on you. Somebody just hit me up. Somebody gonna be shooting you a text, Blue, about work from home. All right.
Okay, cool. I'll keep an eye out for it.
All right.
Yeah, but just to start with that, I am able to get you hired pretty much to work from home. I have a virtual staffing agency I've been doing since about 2017, and a lot of the issues that I ran into is people having their own home internet and computer. So that is important. If you're working on it, great. Still, you can still reach out to me so I can let you know what it looks like if you want more information for a friend or family member. The phone number that you can reach me at is 804-250-1049. I just ask that you send a text, and then I'll go from there. Also, we wake up. I'm a spiritual person too, so I love, that Miss Lightbear was actually speaking on it. It really is. Life is deeper than what we know it. Like, we really don't know what the infinity is. We only know what we have access to at this point. Every day we wake up in a different state of mind, and it's like, if you want to stay focused, affirmations are a great way to remind your brain, what it is that you want to be focused on, if it's not already built in you. So for those people that need help, growing, then I would just say, remind your brain, consciously, so that way subconsciously you can kind of be already making the changes that you need. Being conscious is being able to think about something before you do it. The subconscious is actually doing something without realizing you're doing it. So that's the difference between the two. And black was always just made to be bad and just negative. Even the black cat, will say it's bad luck, and it's a lot of things surrounding the word black that, again, words being reversed on us, we don't know what's right, what's wrong. I normally go with what feels right and what feels wrong because I'm a spiritual person. And just being more grateful for the basic things, the fact that everything on the earth is already here. Everything is perfect. Everything we need to survive is already here. Our bodies are made to repair and rebuild. You know what I mean? So everything that come back more in tune with just Mother Nature and the naturalness of just being able to breathe. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you too, Bakari, for letting me come on. And then as far as Corey, forecast, you mentioned, how can we, like, what can we do, like, to actually start making action? When are we going to take action? And I feel like if I can point out, each of us that's listening and on the panel today can share, you know, whether it be Bakari or Forecast channel, your channel, a Light Bear, your channel, Abdul, either one of us, all of us, excuse me, share, with at least 10 friends and or family members, and then ask them to share with at least 10 friends or family members. Just like those texts that go viral when they say, send this to whoever in 10 minutes and, say a prayer and do this and that. We'll do something like that. Or like those diamond schemes, how they, get you to get so many people under you where you get promoted to the next thing. I feel like if we did get more people to actually start listening, that we could start out with a nice size group to do something. So we do need to follow up and come up with, like I said, like a quarterly meeting that we do virtual, so it's worldwide. But we have to market for that, and that's why I'm saying let's get the information out there just by sharing with friends and family and asking them to share with friends and family and let them know, like, hey, this this is not just about us right now, it's about your kids, their kids, and their kids. Like, we want change. I don't want to die today, not today, but die knowing that, hey, I didn't try to help make a change, that all that I could do with my mental capabilities and physical capabilities, I have to try my best. That's what I feel like is in my heart. So that's why I'm asking that y'all do that too. Um, um, I forget what else I wanted to say, but I'm sure we'll be back on soon. I'm glad we was on yesterday. I look forward to coming on more often. Thanks again, and peace, y'all. Have a good night.
Real quick, can I get can I get your number, the number again, so I can text?
Of course, 804-250-1049.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I
All
yield
right,
them.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, that man is great, man. I'm glad all y'all came on here. Blue, Light Bear, my brother, Adal, Bakari. That was a great show, my brother. And remember, it all starts with self-love. You know what I'm saying? You love yourself and the rest gonna take care of itself. You ain't gonna be out there fighting people that look like you gonna have their back. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing we ever said is self-love. Nothing anybody said is about, hey, we're saying when somebody tell you self-defense, they're not telling you anything different than George Washington told America, and they put his face on the mountain. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, we are all we got, and we got to do what we have to do, or the same thing will keep happening over and over. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, I appreciate you, my brother Bakari. Thanks for letting me come on, and this was a great show, my brother. And my channel is like the Forecast Radio. My brother put it in the chat already, so.
All right, thank you for the forecast. We have one more person come on. Come on, Shazoro.
Peace, brother.
Peace, bro.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I was just listening in the background. I was in and out. Sorry, I didn't check in earlier, but you guys were flowing. Yeah, I just wanted to show support, and I texted in the back chat. You guys ever, feel yourself falling apart? I texted a word back there about it's called unity in Igbo language. It's Obako. So that might be a cultural glue if you guys ever need it. People were talking about identity, but it's called Obako. It means like coming together. But I didn't have much to say. Just I'm glad to see the progress. Just wanted to make an appearance. But yeah. That's all I got.
Good brother, you always welcome. We're gonna have to do a show about that by Alpha, the UNIA. I've been spread thin. I got to get more back involved. But yeah, this is a good brother right here. I just put man, what's the name of your channel? So I can put it in the chat so people can
it's like
Chizaro.
It's UWA ABANTUUM. It's a Uwa Bantu. It's like a Ashanti and like a Swahili and Igbo. It's a weird name.
UWAABAN
TUUM. Typed in the back chat. But you'll see that on YouTube.
But I got that. But I had that channel. I don't know. Can't spell it.
It's UWA Uwa, like Uwa.
Yeah, I'm finna put it in the chat right now. I just got it. Just copied it.
Yeah, I like to post connections that I have as I'm making across the world. A lot of content. I just document stuff, but I've been trying to reach out to the Pan African community, but a lot of them they like boycotted me. It's like where I'm from, we're like the Haitians. They don't like. We get a little intense sometimes. People don't like it. But we got the goods though. We got the mojo. But some people don't like it. But I like the progress, so I'm gonna actually have to watch the playback because I was in and out. I saw you guys building, so I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. We got to build. We have to build. And this is one of our brothers from the continent. I just want folks to know that. From the continent of Africa. We building with our people. We building with our people. I just put his link in the chat. Y'all subscribe to everybody's channel who link I put in there. Light Bear. Hey, brother, there. I subscribed to you already, my brother. Everybody else I was already subscribed to. So I couldn't subscribe to y'all no more.
Okay. Hey, unsubscribe and subscribe again.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure.
So you had anything else, Shizoro? Or that was it?
No, that's it.
All right, man. Thank you for joining. So look, this right here was a great bill, right? And when said she's spiritual, she's, I would say Light Bear is extra spiritual, right? But that's me joking because I say I used to have that spirit like that. But I don't know. It's a lot of stuff happening. I got wild from a lot of stuff, but I understand exactly what she means. Like me, I don't believe in death either. I believe we live forever. Not gonna be on earth, but I say our spirit's gonna live in our offspring, my kids, my grandkids, my great grandkids, my great on and on and on. Excuse me. This spirit is gonna show up forever. And so I don't believe in death like that either. Like once I go, that's just it. Once this body is gone, that's just it. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that either. Brother Adair, he's more than glad to have a brother on here, so we can show unity. Everybody always see forecasts, Sister Blue, she's on here. I hope everybody got her number so you can call her and talk about the possible work from home, you know, if that's your thing. I had to get up and go. I go crazy if I sit in the house. Even when I don't have no work, because I work for myself, I get up and I have to go. I go looking for work. I'm going to make something happen. But this is her number right here. And y'all should contact her, her business. This is her temp service, you know. So contact her, give her, shoot her a text, let her know you're interested, and give her an opportunity to help us out with the extra ends that we need. You feel me? That's how we work together. And she's putting the opportunity out there, you know. And Light Bear said something that I hadn't heard nobody, and she's absolutely right. Our people on the continent north was down. And when you study it, even Dr. Ben showed when they were told, our ancient would say they're going down north and up south. That's exactly what they said. That's exactly how they did it. So, you know, but this was a great build for me. I was glad to have so many people on here. I had people in the chat, and like I said, I took a chance. I put that other guy name in my chat. I said, I'm gonna do like everybody else. I don't think it worked, but hey, that's okay. Because I want some real people over here with me anyway. I want people about building. And once again, with the Cash App scrolling across the bottom, I'm gonna say what it is again. I'm gonna get that plan before I close out. I said if we could get 20,000 people to give $5 a month, right? That's $100,000 a month, $1.2 million in a year, right? So after that, it's take $1 million cash assets to get a credit union under the NCUA. But I say we don't spend the first $1 million with the credit union. We keep it in a black-owned bank. We come together. We have financiers, we have accounts, we have whatever, and figure out, and we continue to add to that, and we figure out a way to loan money to our businesses. We have to start going to one another so we can stop complaining about other people not doing for us. It's time for us to do for us. It's time for us to look past our sets that we claiming. It's time for us to do this. It's small right now, but can I say it's been an accomplishment? Yes, we have accomplishments. Erica Howard is an accomplishment. The chef in the chair, that's the name of her business. Taking water to Jackson, Mississippi, when our people were struggling, when they went out in the suburbs and fixed all the white people water, left our people in the inner city struggling with nasty water. We went down, we raised some money, we gave them water. Our year-round book drive. So yes, it has been, and it is a success. It's small right now, but even being small, I can name accomplishments. I can name accomplishment, and that's what we have to do. And like I said, the Cash App does not support me. I support me. I can hustle. I grind. I can go out and crush cans. Hit the fan. I'm gonna go crush cans because I got kids I got to feed. I got grandkids that like to come by and I like to buy them candy. So I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna grind. It ain't to support me. I'm a hustle. I know how to hustle. I know how to get it. I go out here and pick up used batteries at the track that people throwing away. People don't know they can sell those used batteries. You know, I know how to get it, and I'm gonna get it. Cleaning garbage cans. My nephew, my little nephew, and his dad, my great nephew, they're doing that business now. So there's things that we can do, and we have to help one another, right? So now, before we go, I'm gonna close out. I want everybody to hear this poem before we all go. It's by my favorite artist. His name is Big Crit. But just listen to this poem before we go. I say, listen. Here we go.
Mama's been crying and they gonna keep crying. Black folk been dying and they gonna keep dying. The police been firing and they gonna keep firing. The government been lying and they gonna keep lying. Propaganda, news channels, that shit is all for show. Camera phone videos is like all we know. Diluting what the eyewitness might really say, because the whole world saw a murder yesterday. Now your account ain't what it used to be. According to them, your eyes can't adjust to the violence that you used to see. Police brutality is all in your mind. And the tactics that they use only look worse and rewind. People die every day, you should get used to it. Hands behind your back, face down, and still say you shoot. Can't breathe, knee where your neck be like why you moving. Kids in your car headed home like what you doing. Like why you chilling? Your feelings. Why you smiling when I'm so serious? I hate patrolling your face. Like why you living? Stop asking questions. Why you filming? You look suspicious. I think you dealing. Step out the car, fit in the description. Someone I feel I need to kill him. Blood on the curb, I need to spill him. Another civilian, another not guilty, another t-shirt, another rap lyric, another life gone. I can't forgive it.
Mama's been crying and they gonna keep crying. Our baby's been dying and they gonna keep dying. Ain't nobody gonna stop this but us. You understand what I'm saying? Look, I thank everybody for joining me. You know, I thank everybody for joining me tonight, man. This was excellent. I got to play my commercial before I go. Then I'm gonna close out with the words of His Excellency, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah God.
Black love plus black dollars equals black power. Black love plus black dollars equals black power. This is your boy, Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian. Be sure to subscribe to our brother, your brother, Brother Bakari on YouTube. Brothers and sisters. Peace, Brother Bakari.
Believe in me, grieve for me if I'm gone and carry on your own. You way stronger than you think. Ain't no safety if it ain't safe. Headshot or the base, cut the head off the snake.
So y'all remember, they built a program, a whole channel that was booming with hustlers and scammers who's not trying to build nothing. We got people right here who want to work together. So how about we can create a team? We support one another's channel. We discuss putting the money together. People can come in and say, Bakari, we need to do this with the plan. That does not bother me. But if we really talking about working together, right now is the time for us to do it. We got people on this panel. It's 6 of us. It's Bakari, Adal, Lightbear, Chizoro, Blue, the Forecast. And we had a peep in the chat. If they can build something big with drama and foolishness and divisiveness, we're better than that. We can build something big with unity. Man, I thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to close out now with the words of His Excellency, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Be black, buy black, think black, love black. Everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love.